Hello, welcome to Maltbox, the non-chill filtered whisky blog. I'm Andy and this is whisky review number 35. What I have for you today is the first Irish whisky that I've looked at on Maltbox so far. And there's going to be plenty more, don't you worry about that. And that comes in the form of this tiny bottle. And that is the Teeling small batch blended Irish whisky. And there's the little bottle for you. I know I always say this, but I hope you can see it. It is very small, as you can see. I'm not a giant. Got a Teeling glass as well, why not? Now, Teeling, there is a distillery called the Teeling Distillery. However, this whisky is not produced at Teeling. The Teelings are a family who used to work for Cooley, one of the huge Irish distilling companies. And when they left, they basically left and set up their own distillery in Dublin itself. And obviously, I mean, whilst they are, I believe, running spirit now, there's a bit of a backlog in the sense that you've got, you don't have whiskey to bottle when you first start. And so what they've done in the years leading up is they have created a blended whisky, they've created a grain whisky, and they've got a single malt whisky as well, and they've also got a new release, which is something else that I'll be reviewing shortly, and that is a single malt whisky matured in Calvados casks. However, back onto this. So, from memory, the whisky that they sourced for these bottlings actually come from Cooley. But don't hold me to that, I'm pretty sure that's where they got it from though. Now, the small batch blended whisky is matured in rum barrels. So it's got a finishing period in rum barrels, should I say, and it's actually got a high proportion of malt content compared to grain. It's got higher than you'd expect, because normally in a blended whisky you're looking at a very small proportion of malt and basically bulking it out with grain whisky. And however, in the Teeling small batch there is quite a considerable amount of malt in there. Bottled at 46%, and it's non-chill filtered. I believe it is natural colour. There you go. Quite light. Kind of a light winey colour. So, onto the nose, without further ado. Quite spicy, initially quite hot, a little bit of creaminess in there, sort of vanilla note. Bit of pepper, black pepper. And a little bit of green apple as well. Good start. It's a good start. Now, I used to own a full bottle of this. Unfortunately, the sample is all I've got left because I polished it off. Retails for around £35 to £40, so I'm levelling with you. In terms of blends, that is on the higher end of what you'd normally expect to pay for a blended whisky, and I'm not saying that in judgment. I mean, if you just think of your sort of standard sort of shelf blend, shall we say, so think Johnny Walker Black generally sits at around 25 quid to 30 quid. Your White Mackay 13s set you back about, again, maybe 25 quid. Spice trees and other compass box bottlings, that's kind of where you're looking at in that sort of price range, and that's where it's akin to in terms of cost. So you are going to have to effectively stump up probably just as much you'd pay for maybe a 10-year-old or 12-year-old entry single malt. On the glass, some nice legs on there. Some people call them tears, I call them legs. I'm a leg man. So going back to the nose there's kind of like a freshness to it now, like freshly clean linen. I do the washing, I know what it smells like, shock horror, and a little bit of lemon as well. Now moving on to the palate. It's not very thick consistency, it's quite thin, but very full on flavour. Again with the green apple, pastry this time as well, apple pie effectively. A lot of vanilla. Again, spiciness, think nutmeg, rice pudding with nutmeg shaved onto the top of it. There is almost, I mean I say that the mouth feels quite thin. There is like a sort of film over my tongue now almost, and again it is sort of lending to that creaminess. I can detect some of the rum influence there in the sense of the vanilla and the spices, and I think it lends itself well to this particular type of spirit. Finish, quite long, it is warming, a little bit of burn to it, not too much. Just enough to provide a nice bit of heat. And what I'd probably describe it as is, yeah, it's creamy, it is sweet, it's just quite pleasant, inoffensive, finishes it off nicely, really. It just sort of takes it into that sort of nice kind of calm, relaxing zone where you've had a drink, you know, you've swallowed it, you've enjoyed it, you've saved it, and you just sit back and then think, yeah, it's one of them. I think for me, and one of the reasons why I got through the full bottle quickly, I found it very approachable. It was very easy, just sort of after getting home from work, you know, just sort of thinking, you know, fancy something to take the edge off the day. I, you know, reach for that. Particularly in the warmer months, it's great. I think it lends itself well to summer, or the summer equivalent that we're having around here at the minute in Lancashire, which isn't much of one. Lots of rain. Going back onto the nose now, just to see if anything's sort of come up in the meantime. There's kind of a light woody note to it. So if you've ever used balsa wood, or you know, if you bought fresh wood from B&Q or something, if you're doing some DIY at home and you're doing skirting boards, like a sort of untreated pine, think that, which has got sort of a little nip to it. And a bit of, I've never actually got that before. Just a tiny little bit of aniseed as well. A little bit of aniseed. And I'm not a big fan of aniseed actually. Palate hasn't changed too much. Custardy, pleasant, a little bit of a floral element there, maybe a bit of ginger cake. I've not tried it with water. I'll tell you why. Because I've got my water glass. And as you can tell, I'm very organised. So, water. Let's try another little bit of it. Hey up, nearly. Still got a bit left in there. Just top up ever so slightly. This is only a 5 centilitre sample, so just put 1.5 in there. I think that should do it. So let's see what that does to it. It's a bit wistful wear, this glass. I used it that much that the Teeling's actually rubbing off, so that's going to look good, isn't it? Right, okay. Interesting, okay. I know the water's not been in there for that long, but as soon as I put that to my nose then, I actually got kind of a powerful lemon cleaner note, very kind of acidic, soapy, lemony, in your face. Think lemon bathroom, Sif, Jif, whatever it is in your country. Very, very, very strong. Hell of a lot of lemon rind, lemon peel, lemon pith, lemon juice, lemon cake. Wow, that's so strange. That's one thing that I like about whiskey as well. If it's a dram that you've not tried for a while and you go back to it, you're just constantly digging up new flavours, new notes, new experiences. This is no exception. I can't get over that lemon note now. There's a little bit of sort of candy floss sweetness in there, very sugary, and a bit of almondy, kind of Bakewell tart. But that lemon is just, it's overpowering to the point of unpleasant. Much better on the nose without water. So onto the palate. It's not done too much to the palate, to be honest. The heat's completely gone, I mentioned going into the finish. More pastries, more jams, maybe like an apricot-y kind of flavour. Still the apple there, still quite creamy, still vanilla, still sweet. Finish has been quite adversely affected by the water. Really short now, a little bit of sweetness and not much else. So I think it's safe to say, for me, this dram is much better without water. And on that note, I'm going to score the Teeling small batch blended Irish whiskey at 85 out of 100. No, actually, I'm going to give it 84. I'm going to give it 84 because that lemon note just ruined it a little bit for me. Solid dram, well put together blend. Kudos to the Teelings. I will be reviewing more of their bottlings in the coming months. As I say, I've got the single grain and I have a sample of the Calvados cask. Yeah, we'll take it from there. So, thanks very much for watching. See you soon.